And one thing I need to do is be patient, not push real hard, not move the file real fast. I kind of tend to do things quickly and intensely, but what I need to do here is be gentle and cautious. It already looks like that was almost 3/1000ths. But what I want to do now is see if I can use the caliper to help me determine if the face I just filed is parallel with the factory machined surface, and it looks to me like I took more off of this side than I did up next to that part. So I'll rotate the file this way a little bit, put a little more pressure on the part that I didn't cut as much off of. Tricky. So you've got to have this surface correct in this direction and in this direction. So yeah, it's tough for me. Seems like when they milled this face right here, it's not at a single level all the way across. It's milled a little more right here and right next to the barrel hood extension here. It's a little higher. You can see that maybe, how the punch is catching on that. So that's kind of strange. I'm not sure why that is. Alright, just for grins and giggles. Well, let me do this first. Let me put this in here. Alright, so that's showing me about 375 and a half. Look at that. Moral of the story, be patient. So just to answer exactly how much wiggle room the barrel has in here, because you may have heard it when I put it together here. You may see that it can wiggle a little bit. So I measured with a gauge pin 376 thousandths here. So let's measure with the micrometer. So what's that? 374.4. So that's about 1.5 thousandths clearance between both sides. So 7/10 or so per side. So that's probably pretty good. When you fire the gun, this will heat up. Brass is right in there. Powder burns right in there. That's going to heat this up. This will expand a little bit. An expert could give you better information, but I question that you'd want this much tighter than 1.5 thousandths total clearance on both sides, for the sake of reliability. Alright, now we've got this gauge by EGW. The distance here, 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 and here are different by a few thousandths. 1.3 inches plus whatever this number is, 13 thousandths, 15 thousandths, 18 and 21. I've already measured this. This is 15, and it fits in there nice and snugly. So 1 315 thousandths is the distance from the back of this front, or the rear upper barrel, or slide lug, to the breech face. 1 315 thousandths. And this is another sort of tricky measurement with this tool. That's 1 318 thousandths or so. So it's from here up to there, 318, and we want it to be 315. So we want to take off just, we'll start off shooting for maybe 2 thousandths, and that'll give us a little wiggle room to make adjustments for even engagement across the breech face, pushing against this to push the barrel up into battery. One thing I want to do is just square up the breech face a tiny little bit and smooth over this guy here. Making sure the breech face is square will just make it a little easier to fit that. Actually, I'm going to use a sanding stick to be a little more aggressive initially here. Not that it's very aggressive. And this is just a trigger track file. I think it's Ruby. And it fits across the breech face. The standard 1/2 inch files, they're too wide for that. Although the sanding stick may be perfectly adequate. These close-up shots always seem to make the work look horrible, but this is actually nice and smooth. pretty good, but quite a bit better than it was. This is a number 2 pillar file, and it's a Nicholson, and it's my second file and handle, because 2 days ago the file and handle were delivered to my house and stolen off the front porch. So this is my second one. Thankfully this one didn't get stolen. Oh, and it looked like the right side of the breech face was sticking forward a little farther than the left side. So if I assume this is square, that would mean the breech face isn't quite square. I mean, it's quite close. I'm not going to try to change the shape of the breech face. Boy, that's sure smooth. And you can look through there and see light. Looks like I can see the edge of that first lug. So probably the thing I want to emphasize the most to you guys when you're fitting a barrel and taking material off the sides here and the back, take off less than you think you need to, and test fit more frequently than you think you need to. Okay, now it looks like I could take a hair off the left side. So maybe I put a little too much weight on the right side because of the inconsistency in the breech face. One stroke, and then let's test fit it. There, I could just feel the lug start to engage. So this is good. This is good. Now, what I did, I took a little bit off on the left, took a little bit off on the right. Now it's high in the center. I've got this white paper behind, and I can see a little light through there. So this is good. Tempted to take a second stroke right then, but I'm impatient. I should take off the tiniest bit possible. There, look at that. So it's engaging just a hair. Just a hair. Still, the high spot is just in the center. So what I want to do, so I can tell a little bit better where I'm taking stuff off. Put a little markup fluid on it. Or layout fluid, rather. I'm leaning a little toward the right. Oh, now I could definitely feel it go engage more there. It's a very nice file, by the way. It's so smooth. Good, I like where that took the metal from. Yeah. Wow. Can't see any light across there at all. That is sweet. All right. I am not going to touch that face anymore. I'm going to take these sharp corners off.